I want to respond to this message I got in my YouTube chat. They said God is what kept the black family together. Even when it was the elders, 9 out of 10 of those elders were in the Lord. Now, how can you say that Jesus, who told you to hate your family, like, how can a God who is anti-family, his son was anti-family. He says you must hate your family, right? He come to turn mother against daughter, father against son. So, like, how can you say that God is responsible for keeping the family together if the God man or God's son who came to show us what family was supposed to be about denied his own family? He says, who is my mother? Who is my father? Like, who is my brother? Who is my sister but those who do the will of my Father, right? So he denied his own family. He denied his flesh and blood family. But you saying that God, that this God, if you believe Jesus is God, is the person that's keeping families together? How so? It was the matriarchs who kept the family together, right? Just because they believed in God don't mean that it was God that was keeping the family together. They were keeping the family together. Them, not a God. They believed in God, but they did the work. They did the work of keeping the family together, not God. We do the work. So when the matriarchs passed away, God passed away with them. So this same God is still around. So if God does not change, then why is this same God, the God of our ancestors, the God of the matriarchs, not keeping the family together today? What changed? Did the God change? Or did the family members change? You know what I'm saying? Because if this is the same God that was back then when the family was together, then why we ain't together no more? Right? Since you say that this is God's work to keep the family together, bro, you have no proof that a God is doing anything. It's people who do the work. Even if you say that God, whatever you say that he does to keep anything together, it's gonna be on the shoulders, on the backs of people who carry that weight, right? He says we have a couple of generations who was raised in church but wasn't raised to be the church. Now, when you say people don't know how to be the church, what church are you talking about? Because it's not just one church. How can you be raised to be something that's divided? How can you be raised to be something that has an identity crisis? Like what church is the correct church? It's over 40,000 different churches and counting. So like how can you be raised to be something, right, that's not just one, it's not one church. The church has no identity. So how can you be raised to be something that you've never seen, that's not unified? You've never seen a perfect reflection of this. You've never seen it unified. You've never seen it function the way a family should function. So how can the church be the model of a family function when the church is completely dysfunctional? So how can you be raised to be something that's dysfunctional? You don't want to be raised to be the church. You don't even know what the church is. You think the church is going to church on Sunday morning. You think the church is these buildings on the corner. But that's not the church. So all this time, we've created an idea of what the church is that doesn't align biblically with what the church should be. So you can never be raised to be that because you don't have an understanding of what that is. You don't have a model. Every model you see is a broken model.